Hey, it's Pluto, and today I'm going to teach you how to take ears to this from this. So first, I'll trace the base size of the ear, and then I'll draw up a rough shape. I actually got it pretty good first try on this one, so I didn't actually need to edit it. I'll first take a look at it in a reference to the base to see if it generally looks good, and then I'll cut it out. I'll then double check that it does still look good on the mask. Sometimes it looks a bit smaller. And then I'll add some curves to make it more 3D. I'll check that it still doesn't look too thin. Now then I'm able to cut it out. I'll play around with the shape for a bit just to find one that looks the best. And then once I've done that, I will add some wire to make it bendable, but also to add structure. This is why you do a full triangle, because if you add it to the base as well, it creates a more sturdy ear and it won't flop around. I'll play around with the shape again to make sure I still have a shape that I like with it bendable, and then once I've done that, I'm able to go onto furring the ears. It doesn't really matter what direction, because you can use a brush to get it in the right direction. And you just glue those on, starting from the middle, going outwards. I cannot stress this enough, please wear a mask when cutting fur. I actually forgot to film the process of me shaving the ears, so here's a quick tutorial on a scrap piece of fur. You want to cut it down leaving about 1 centimeter of fur. Make sure your fur is high quality. There are about 3 different layers. You've got the very, very short layer, you've got a medium layer, and you've got a longer layer. If you want a more realistic look, I recommend going for very, very short. If you're kind of in between, go for medium. And then if you want a cartoony one, go for long. Basically, very, very short, you're going to cut right down to the fabric. Make sure your fur is high quality again, because if you don't, then it will just look bad. For medium, you're going to leave about 0.5 centimeter. Just cut down till it's just above the fabric. And then for long, you're just going to leave however much you feel like, just so it still feels like fur, but it's not able to fly everywhere and get tangled. Here's a close-up of what it looks like when it's done. Now, I glue on my ears. You need to make sure that you hold it down tightly and hold it there for a while. And to cover the edges, you're going to put a little bit of glue on and pinch it together. Please make sure your hot glue gun isn't super hot. Leave it off for a little bit before, because otherwise you will burn yourself. And then cut off the excess glue and just repeat that until the seam is almost completely gone. The last bit will be covered up by the paint when you airbrush it. And that's how it should look. You're just going to brush it out, make sure it's nice and soft. And here is what I do for the back. I turn it to an angle to make it more 3D. And then you want to add a piece of fur at the front to hide the seams, so that it's more smooth and realistic. Make sure you get it properly into the corner, because otherwise it won't look right, and make sure the whole thing is covered in glue, otherwise you'll see the fabric. Make sure you properly get into the crevice, because otherwise it will just create more seams, which will defeat the point of it. And make sure it's nice and smooth. And then just repeat for the other side. Again, make sure that it properly gets into the corner, and just brush it out to make sure it's nice and neat for the next part. So now I'm going to add some bangs because I want to cover up the nose bridge. I tried experimenting and it didn't go well. Make sure you get glue all over it so that you don't see any fabric on the front. And push it right up against the back of the mask. Press it down. And there you go. Now you have some fully furred ears on your mask. And because we added wire, we're able to bend the ears to create different 3D effects and also to make them point downwards. Thank you so much for watching. This is my first long form video, but I am making a beginner mask tutorial, so stay tuned.